Buddy, how y'all doing today? Don't know if you're here yet, but says we're not. That one says we're not connected yet. We'll see. We'll wait a second. I don't know if we're on the internet yet. Let me check. Double check again. Let's see what this thing says now. There we go. It says we're live now. There we go. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Gra is once again not going to be able to make it today, but we're going to go back to our Georgia court house with this Georgia court. And so I'm just going to hit play. Let's see what's going on today.
On the Zoom call, please unmute yourself and turn your camera on so that you can be identified. If you have an attorney and the attorney's on the call, the attorney will make the announcement
messed up
for you.
Top left.
You want to remind everyone that's on the Zoom call that Zoom court is still court, so please conduct yourselves accordingly. Kenneth Bailey.
Your Honor, state a requested benchmark, but
what's
actually,
up, Sharon? What's up, Robin? How you doing?
I guess need court's guidance on this.
How you doing today?
This case actually should be transferred.
Because of the 4th and 5?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was going to prepare judicial transfer, and
hopefully the sound is okay
by the end of the day, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. And we'll call for bench warrants at the end of the calendar.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
They fixed her microphone today.
Is Kenneth Bailey in the courtroom? Deputy Horton, are you there?
Yeah, my stepdad brought me food. I forgot.
I'm here, but there's no Kenneth Bailey in the courtroom.
Okay, very well. Simone Brooks. Charlie Garrett.
Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Debbie Ann.
Jarrell Gary.
Good morning to the honorable court.
Look at this lady laying down in bed.
And I'm here on behalf of Mr. Gary.
Good morning. Is Mr. Gary on the call? Were you expecting him this morning?
He is on the call, Your Honor.
Oh, there, I see him there. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Okay, it looks like you all have been placed on a motions calendar for July 20. Did you want to speak to Mr. Brooks this morning before making an announcement?
I would.
Hey, Nelson.
I would. As of right now, I don't anticipate any motions because we haven't received discovery, but I would like to talk to Mr. Brooks.
Okay, great. I'll let y'all conference in just a moment.
Okay.
Gary and Gendra in court.
I'm not sure, but we had to clear the courtroom to the hall right quick.
Look at Mindy Larson. She's
down the hall to the courtroom.
She's laying in bed.
I'm having a hard time.
What's up, Freckles?
Let me make sure my volume is all the way up. It was not. Okay, say that again, Deputy Horton.
I said we had to clear the courtroom.
Oh, shoot.
We had to move the inmates to the court down the hall.
Oh, okay. So just let me know when you let folks back in. I guess you can let me know who's there.
Yes, ma'am. It's about
Okay.
3 or 4 people outside right now.
Okay. Just get their names and then let me know when you have a chance.
Yes, ma'am.
Bonnie
Okay.
wants my burrito.
Marquise Hall.
I know, right, Sharon? That's why I kind of like the Zoom. You get to see what these people are doing.
Clementi Kimfila.
Your Honor, I attempted several phone numbers. I believe this was continued from a Zoom arraignment where they did not appear. So at this point, we have not had good contact.
1 second, guys. It's my stepdad.
All right, we'll see if they show up before the end of the day. Mindy Larson.
I do, yes.
Good morning, Ms. Larson. How you doing this morning?
A little bit better.
Oh, good. I see you still aren't quite feeling well. Do you know how you want to proceed at this point?
I wanted to talk to an attorney. I thought that they were gonna have one call me from the last Zoom court, but I never heard it.
Be right back. I gotta go help my stepdad.
And so I honestly, I don't know because I did want to speak to an attorney, but like I said, I never got that phone call that I was told I was going to get.
Okay. I think I let you go last time. Did we talk about whether you qualified for an attorney or not?
I assume that I do.
Well, but did we have a conversation about that?
I was hurting really bad.
I remember. Okay. Just mute your mic back. I'm gonna talk to you in just a second. We'll make sure we see if we can get you qualified so you can talk to an attorney this morning. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, I got a note that Lister and Hold is counsel. I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Okay, so maybe they had already been appointed. Mr. Glaze, can you maybe follow up and see?
Yes, ma'am, Judge. I just looked back at the calendar from 6/22, and your notes do indicate Lister and Holt.
Oh, okay. You may just need to do an order, Mr. Glaze. So I've already gotten the attorney appointed, Ms. Larson. I'll have him speak to you shortly.
And you said that was 6/22, Your Honor?
Correct.
That's when I was out, so I wasn't. That's why I wasn't aware.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if an appointment order has been done because I haven't seen one. So I'll just send one in.
Yeah, just send it over. That's fine. Donald Lofton.
Your Honor, I've had contact with Mr. Lofton. I sent him the Zoom link. If I can get a chance to call him one more time, I'm sure he'll be able to log on.
Okay. Mr. Portillo, did you have a chance to talk to Ms. Ponder about that?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so you got
I spoke to Ms. Ponder. I understand that he may have to be going to the cab.
Well, it's going to be too much trouble for him to try to get there. Okay. So he's not going to be able to make it. So we're just going to sentence him to a little more sort of stringent probation. Okay. In the meantime, I don't see him on the call yet, but we will need a translator once he gets here. So we'll take that up in just a bit. Daryl Morris.
Your Honor, Mr. Morris is on the call. I've had conversations with him. He has 2 cases on the calendar. I have a plea offer for one of the cases, and the other one I would just need to speak with the state on.
Okay, I'll let you talk to Mr. Brooks about him. Joan Rodriguez Rosario or Rosario Rodriguez. All right, Antoine Sandifer. Hunaho Sosu. Eric Turkheim. Looks like that was closed already. I think I signed a PA on that one. Okay. All right. So at this point then, Kelly, if you'll put Mr. Brooks and Mr. Cruz in a breakout so they can talk on Gary.
Yes, ma'am.
Watch for that link, Mr. Cruz.
Yes, ma'am, I have it.
Okay. I guess, Mr. Glaze, we got to get you some information on Miss Larson's case before you'll be able to really speak with her.
Yes, Your Honor. If I could just get an accusation and police report, or it is possible, I guess, to continue it if the court wants. I can speak to her and get all her information.
That might be a good idea just because she's been ill and I don't want her to hang around too long. So maybe I'll put you over there at least long enough for you to get her contact information. And then we'll reset it maybe for a couple of weeks to make sure you can get the discovery and all of that. So Kelly, put Mr. Glaze and Ms. Larson in a breakout. Ms. Larson, I'm gonna let you speak to your attorney briefly. We're gonna, he's gonna get your contact information and he'll contact you later because he's got to get all the information about your case so that you don't have to sit here while we're trying to figure all that out, okay? So watch for a link to join a breakout. Click on it when you see that pop up. All right, and so something going on at the courthouse. We got some folks outside, so we'll check them in once the courtroom is open back up. I think that gets us for now. You got some posts there, Deputy Horton.
Have a Marquise Paul.
Marquise who?
Paul.
Paul, okay, thank you.
I have Rodriguez Rosario, and he gonna need an interpreter.
Okay, hang on, let me get there. Okay.
Sandifer.
Okay.
And Sosu.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I spoke with Miss Larson and got all of her good contact information. Is she free to be excused?
She is free to be excused. Let me get you a court date for her though, Mr. Glaze. Hang on. I can find one.
July 22nd is available. That's a Friday, Your Honor.
Give it to me again, Ashley.
July 22nd at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Is that long enough, Mr. Glaze, you think, to get the stuff, or do we need to go a little further?
It should be, Your Honor. I can't guarantee. I mean, I can get the appointment order signed today and get it to our office. I guess that should be sufficient time. It depends sometimes.
Yeah. Let's go in another week though. Well, that's 2 weeks. So let's go at least one more week, Ashley.
Okay, what about July 27th? That's the following Wednesday. Otherwise, we won't have anything until August the 9th.
Okay. We'll do July 27th. So
and that's at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you. 7/27 at 9. Is she still over in the breakout, Kelly?
Yes, ma'am, she is. I'll send her a request to move that.
Okay. And then she can be excused.
Okay, I think she just came back over.
Sorry guys, I'm back. Uh-oh, what happened? No sound. Uh-oh. Sorry y'all. I'm really sorry about that. My stepdad, he's 87 years old, and whenever the internet goes, he has trouble with his internet over there. Whenever it goes out, he calls me. I know, she's gonna...
Expect it'll be
here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he's going...
Okay, let's see what she said.
Okay, Miss Larson, you gave Mr. Glaze all your best contact, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he's going take an opportunity to get all the information about the case, and he'll call you. I suspect it'll be sometime before that. July 27th is when I'm resetting your case to. July 27th at 9. I'm sure he'll be in touch before then. But even if he doesn't, for some reason, you just log back in on the 27th at 9 o'clock. You know, same information you used this morning, okay?
Looks like she's disabled, maybe.
All right.
Either that or she's dope sick.
You take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Did she say what her disability was?
You can log out. Mr. Brooks, that's Larson. I'm resetting her to July 27th at 9. And Mr. Blaze is going to
all right, Donnie wants a treat.
Make all his entries, and I'll sign off the appointment order. He's gonna need discovery in that case, though. All right, Mr. Cruz, do you need to talk to your client now?
I do, but I also wanted to bring something to Underwood's attention that I've had opportunity to speak to Mr. Brooks about.
Okay.
So Mr. Brooks and his honorable office sent over discovery on July 1st.
Okay.
Last week, I'm not sure if the honorable court received a copy of our motion, but our emails were hacked, and I lost access to my business email. So we have a new email. We filed the motion, but I'm having sent over to Mr. Brooks now. Just advising the court that we have new email addresses.
Oh yeah, sneaky Pete. I got one of those glasses you were asking about.
To see discovery.
Those glow in the dark black light ones.
Given a great offer.
Almost looks like a
light bulb. I just haven't had opportunity to inform my client of the evidence in this case or anything of that nature. Mr. Brooks advised that they have the offer was PTIT. Mr. Brooks advised that they have a date for July 12th as well as August 2nd. However, because, and it's my responsibility. I haven't had opportunity to really talk to my client about the discovery yet.
On you.
So I want you to know if the honorable court be inclined to just continue arraignment, allow us to get discovery to our new email address from Mr. Brooks' office, and then on the next arraignment day.
Yeah.
And I could be fully informed on what he would like to do.
It's weird. It looks like a light bulb socket.
He decides to enter into the PTIT program.
Okay, sure. So, what do you think? A couple of weeks or?
Sure. I trust they'll get me discovery today or tomorrow. So,
use Google Lens.
You want to reschedule arraignment for a couple of weeks? That's fine with me.
Let's just use that same July 27th at 9. Does that work, Mr. Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, Your Honor, if he the next orientation is August 2nd.
August 2nd, yes. So let me see. Ashley, what date were we using yesterday for that status?
We were using August the 11th, Your Honor, at 9 a.m.
Okay, so I'm going to reset it for August 11th, then, Mr. Cruz, at 9. That way, y'all can get the information and go ahead and enroll in PTI by the 2nd, if he chooses to do that. If for some reason he doesn't get enrolled by the 2nd, then I would expect y'all to be back in court on the 11th at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
That definitely
and
country,
if he does,
y'all.
The state will let me know that he enrolled and paid, and so there's no appearance required on the August 11th if he is enrolled on by the 2nd.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
sounds like a plan. Okay. All right. Did you get all that, Mr. Gary?
You think this is a glass insulator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so make sure Mr. Cruz can stay in touch with you. He's gonna get all the information and bring to you the state's offer, and then y'all can decide how you wish to proceed from there. But if for some reason PTI you don't accept that offer or you don't pay, then August 11th at 9 o'clock will be your next court date. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. And just to make sure I'm clear, Mr. Brooks, I just sent that email over to my legal assistant, so we're gonna email everything to your staff. I could expect discovery by tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. If it was already sent out by email to that former address, just if you just shoot us an email, we can resend what was previously sent to the new address.
Okay.
The new email address. And Miss Kim, if you're on, Miss Cruz, could you just say it out loud?
Absolutely. The email address?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So, Miss Kim, are you?
I don't know that she's on, Mr. Brooks.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me see. She may be watching.
You can. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta get a black light,
yeah,
huh?
maybe she's watching the line.
All right. Give it to me. What is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna order a black light before I sell this, so I can take a green picture of it.
At Crews, CREWS .legal, LEGAL.
Oh, now we got your email address. We can hack in there again.
Legal.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you so much. And my legal assistant is about to send her over a copy of that
I'll
file.
even make it bigger.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
There's no
Mr.
hole in it, though.
Cruz. Just make sure, you know, it is on the motions calendar for July 20th. Make sure you just withdraw those if it's not gonna be necessary.
Would you like a written withdrawal, or can we orally withdraw?
Preferably, something in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Y'all are free to log off. Thank you for logging in, Mr. Gary.
No problem. Have a good one.
Okay, so let's see, Mr. Brooks, Mr. Glaze, I think needed to talk to you about a couple cases. And just so that everybody is up to speed, Mr. Brooks, Marquise Hall is in court. I'll call him up once we kind of free up.
Rosario, Sandifer, and Sousa.
Correct.
Mr. Loud down there. Talk to him now, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. Thank you for that help today. Okay. All right. So Kelly, Mr. Glaze, and Mr.
Yeah, I know, but it's just really cool.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to
ma'am.
figure it out. Maybe it's an auction item. I don't know. I might have to do it as an auction. Let me see how big this light. I'm gonna get a flashlight. I spend a lot of time in hotels anyways. It would be good to have a black light.
Yeah, I think we've got at least one person in court that's gonna need the assistance of the translator. So I guess we'll see if Ms. Bilal brings that person in for you to help translate. And then we had Mr. Portillo that was supposed to log back in this morning. I wondered if maybe he got the times mixed up, but he's just sentencing, but we'll take him up.
Yeah, it might be our class. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Judge. Did you say Mr. Portillo was the one?
Mr. Portillo is gonna need your assistance, but he's not on yet. And then in court is Rosario. Ms. Bilal went down to speak, so I imagine she'll probably bring
You think
them
so,
in
America?
to
Maybe.
Sure, help conferencing with that person.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm in the courthouse, so if she needs me to go to the courtroom, I'll be happy to do that too.
Oh, okay, great. Hey, good morning.
I'm here now, so she wants to come down and we can quickly do that, and that'd be great.
Yeah, I just ordered. I'm ordering one right now.
So if you don't mind, Daya, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Glaze, you want to go and talk to Mr. Morris next?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Morris, was he? I had he was on. Was he on the phone?
Your Honor, he was on Zoom.
I'm trying to think, what else do I
He
need?
just joined the breakout.
Oh, quick. He's already over there, Mr. Glaze.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
You know, I want to stir the flagpole for my truck. A flagpole mount. There was an insulator back in the day when the
All right,
lines
good morning,
ran on the
Mr.
railroad.
Lofton. I see you there. Your attorney's on the call. I let him know you logged in. Just mute your
All
mic
right.
back.
I blocked this guy finally.
I don't think his audio is connected, Judge.
It doesn't look like it, does it?
Should I get a 2-pole flag or a 1-pole?
Oh, there he is. Okay. I see you there, Mr. Lofton. I'll let your attorney know you logged in.
Problem is, I don't know how far. So I have my mobility scooter on the back, but I had to lower because my truck is so high. So I have. It lowers down. You know, I can drill a hole in this and move it back. That's what I could do. I'm gonna get this one. Let's see what the ratings are. Let's see what the reviews are. Will not fit a Jeep with a spare tire. I don't have that problem. Does not fit a Jeep. Rusting already and flagpole wobbled. I'm gonna get a different one. There's not very good reviews on this one. What about this one? I mean, if it's rusting though, I could always just go and get the standard 2-inch hitch. Let's see the reviews. Oh, sorry guys, let me fast forward so you don't have to watch all the boring stuff. Oh, and guys, tonight, one of my lawyers, well, actually, he's not my lawyer. He's Joe Biggs' lawyer, if you guys know who Joe Biggs is. He just texted me something that came from Censored TV, which you know is Gavin McInnes, which was the founder of the Proud Boys, where he did an interview with Gavin McInnes. So I think it's like a 30-minute long video. We're probably going to watch that tonight on the news show. Just letting you guys know. You can see, and he's the one that got me Alex Jones's lawyer. This guy's at work. Come on. This judge takes forever sometimes. That's why I'm glad we started a little bit later so I can fast forward to her channel.
Please, mute your mic.
Mute it? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Proud Boys. I guess I'm a retired Proud Boy, if that's what you want to call it. Great quality, good buy. It works for your vehicle. Need to buy extender for Jeep. Some modifications may be necessary. Garbage. The holes in the board freaking big.
Were you speaking to me, Deputy Horton? Oh. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna get this one. I know a lot of people. I do. From the way I put my. In fact, you know what? Let me text Gavin McInnes's assistant. I should text his assistant and ask if I can even show that video. Nah, it's all right. Make sure. I let my stepdad shares my. I pay for Amazon Prime and I share it with him, so I always have to make sure his credit card's not on there. Oh, it's gonna be delivered tomorrow. Cool. That's pretty fast. I know a lot of you people don't like Amazon. But when you live in the mountains, I live 45 minutes from Fresno. Man, this court lady is so slow. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a white supremacist. When the FBI raided my house, so the FBI raided my house, because if you guys don't know anything about January 6th, some of you don't. Most videos that you saw from that day were from me. I was there. I was the very last person that was actually on top of the Capitol that day, because I'm disabled. I'm on a mobility scooter, and they didn't know how to get me down, and they wouldn't let me take the elevator. So the cops had to carry my scooter down the stairs and help me walk down the stairs. And they didn't help me very well. Like, I remember this cop kept pushing my back, and I'm like, dude, I'm cool. Just leave me alone. I'll get it myself. And I actually fell down, like, it was only 4 stairs, but still, I fell down 4 stairs. I'll have it live on camera when I fell. And then the cop was berating me, and I was berating the cop. But yeah, the FBI raided my house because they asked me for my footage, and I said, look, I'm a journalist. I have a press pass, a White House press pass. I'm not giving you my shit. So then they raided my house, and they took everything. They took freaking everything. So I've gotten some cameras back, but they still have my computers, they have my hard drives, fucking everything. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, luckily I didn't get up there in time to go in. I'll be honest with you. Had I been up there when the doors were open and people were going inside the Capitol, I guarantee you my dumbass would have been like, "Oh, look, it's the Capitol. Cool, let's walk around here." Thank goodness I didn't, because I didn't get arrested. I never got arrested. But the FBI still fucks with me every day. Not every day, but they take my stuff. I know they watch my footage. Because one cop, one of the FBI agents gave me a phone, because they took my phone, right? And I'm like, I'm handicapped. What am I going to do if I fall and hurt myself? How am I going to call? You took my laptop, my computer, my iPad, my phone. And they're like, well, it's not our problem. So this one of the FBI agents was really nice. And he called me like a couple days later. He's like, I'm sorry the phone didn't work, Eddie. And I was like, the only way you'd know that if you're watching my stream. He's like, well, yeah, we kind of monitor your stream. So the FBI even told me they watch my stream. So hi, FBI. Thank you for watching. But yeah, so now I was asked to go and be on the January 6th hearing. And I talked to this lawyer, and he hooked me up with Alex Jones's lawyer. His name is Norm Pattis. And so Norm is working with me, and he's like, where's your subpoena? I'm like, they sent me a letter. They didn't subpoena me. He's like, well, then do you want to go testify? I said, no. He's like, good. I'll tell him to go fuck off. So then he did. He told him to go fuck off. And I haven't been called since. So from what I understand, they're really afraid of Norm Pattis. I mean, if he's Alex Jones's lawyer, you know he does a lot of work in this area. So just saying. But yeah, so now our court trial got changed for all the January 6th defendants, for Rufio, Joe Biggs, Enrique, Real, and Pizzola. It sucks we got Pizzola on there. And to January. So now I have to go testify in January. Here we go. I think we got some action.
I'm ready when the court is.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
If we can take the case with the Spanish interpreter first, that'd be great.
Okay.
That's supposed to be Mr. Rodriguez was a.
Right, America? It is a big show. It's just a big show. That's a tall guy, or that's a short lady.
Okay, Mr. Rosario. You been sworn in yet this morning, Daya?
I'm sorry, Judge?
Have you been sworn in yet?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you will raise your right hand and take your oath. Do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English the proceedings before this court in a manner to the best of your skill and knowledge?
That guy doesn't speak English?
Thank you. Hand down. Good morning, Mr. Rosario.
Yes, Mr. Rosario.
He must be Puerto Rican or Dominican.
Please raise your right hand to take an oath.
Not you, Mr. Lofton.
Swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I'm not talking to you on Zoom.
I swear.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. And please state your name for the record.
Joan Rosario Rodriguez.
Joan Rosario Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, your charge in this accusation dated January 13th, 2021 with one count of speeding. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes.
Do you understand that to this accusation you have the right to be represented by an attorney?
He can't speak English, but he has a driver's license. I don't understand how that works.
Can you repeat that?
Do you understand that to this accusation you have the right to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charge?
No. If I want
If I want an attorney?
Correct. I'm just going over your rights with you, and that's one of your rights. And I need to make sure that you understand you waive those rights if you go forward without the assistance of an attorney.
Yes, I do understand.
Do you understand that an attorney could assist you in producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned?
Yes, I understand.
And do you understand that an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all aspects of the charge?
Uh-oh, Hope's in here.
Yes, I understand.
And you better watch out, Sneaky Pete.
understand
They
that
might
if
show
you
up at your house now.
Represented by an attorney but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense.
Yes, I understand.
And do you understand that if you choose to plead guilty or nolo today, then you give up your right to be represented by an attorney?
I gotta change Hope's.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes, I understand.
How did he indicate he wished to plead, Ms. Bilal?
That she's gonna enter a nolo plea today.
Is that correct, Mr. Rosario? You agreed to plead nolo to speeding?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following rights?
Yes.
The right to a speedy trial by jury.
Yes.
The right to cross-examine any witnesses brought to testify against you.
I just changed it. You're gonna like this one.
Yes.
The right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf.
I don't know how fast he's going.
And the right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh, it didn't work.
Yes.
Do you understand that if you go forward?
Oh, did it go through? I missed it.
Nolo plea, you give up those rights.
Oh, there it is. Now I see it.
Yes, I understand.
And I could impose a sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for this offense, which is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both.
La multa, el tiempo en la cárcel o las dos cosas. Yes, I understand.
At this point, do you believe you understand all of the rights, the charge, and the potential range of punishment?
Yes, I understand.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Citizen, no.
Do you understand that entering this plea could affect your status as an immigrant in this country?
Yes.
Knowing that you still wish to plead nolo?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No.
And as you're appearing there in the courtroom, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
No.
All right. The factual basis is on the pleadings. What did you all negotiate, Ms. Blau?
Type in Hope 1 this time.
Yes,
Watch.
Judge, the recommendation is 12 months probation, a $200 fine, defensive driving school, and the state has no problem with the probation terminating upon him completing his term.
Was that your understanding of the negotiated agreement, Mr. Rosario?
He must not have been speeding that fast if he only got $200.
Yes.
All right, I will accept the agreement as negotiated. You have 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. Ms. Farley, are you in the building today?
It's funny. I have a new health insurance through the VA.
Yes,
Okay. Mr. Rosario, did you post a cash bond in this case?
Oh, he went to jail. Probably because he's an illegal.
Okay. What you're going to do next is have a seat out in the hall, and probation is going to come get you and get you signed up for probation.
But my new health insurance.
They will give you a copy of the sentence sheet, which shows that this case is closed.
Oh shit, I'm too big. That's what she said.
Okay.
You can take that copy of the sentence sheet around to the jail side to get your cash bond back.
Okay.
Do complete the paying the fine and defensive driving class as quickly as possible. The probation will be over as soon as you do those things.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Rosario. Have a seat out in the hallway.
What's up, Ziggy Piggy?
Okay.
Dea, you got other places to check in?
I do, Judge. Do you need me to go back for the other case?
But anyways, my new health insurance,
Well, he's still not on.
My new health insurance, they're called Adventist Health, and they're a church-based health facility. It's pretty cool.
All right, Ms. Bilal, you got other folks there that are ready?
Yeah, I have 3 right now.
Okay, hang on one second. Mr. Glaze, do you have an update on Morris?
Your Honor, if I could speak back with Mr. Brooks one last time to see if there's some other resolution. Otherwise, I will have an update.
Okay, and just so that you know, Mr. Lofton on the 10 o'clock calendar has logged in.
I see that, Your Honor. I also wanted to let the court know.
He's actually on this calendar, sorry.
Mr. Solomon is on the 10 o'clock calendar. He's currently in the hospital, so his cousin logged on to kind of let the court know what was going on there, just to make sure that Mr. Solomon didn't receive a bench warrant. My understanding is there's an infection, and that's why he's in the hospital. He is handicapped, and I believe there's an infection due to his disability.
Okay, so we've reset this case a couple of times.
What calendar is that, yeah?
He's Solomon on the 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
I just changed yours a little bit, Ziggy.
The state requests a bench warrant unless then we can provide some type of proof that he's in the hospital.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Do we know why it was reset the last 2 times, Mr. Glaze? Anybody remember?
Your Honor, I believe the first time it was possibly reset because it was a Zoom-only hearing.
Okay.
And then the second reset, Your Honor, was right about the time that the new
Dude's picking his nose on camera.
carry law changed, Your Honor. And so the court continued it for us to have an opportunity to determine whether that new law would change or would change the state's position. After reviewing it, it has not changed the position of the state, and it doesn't affect older cases, but that's why that was continued, Your Honor.
I see. Okay, so Mr. Solomon's relative, are you able to get proof and documentation that he's in the hospital?
Yes, ma'am. Because yesterday he left my house in the ambulance after showing what was going on with him. So they took him. He was admitted. I talked to him like early this morning, like 3 or 4 this morning. He was admitted. They're gonna be keeping him for days. He has a urinary tract infection. He has a type of infection in his blood. It's called, I want to say it's called septic. So he gets those a lot with his condition. So
okay, Mr. Glaze, did you get relatives' information?
He can't, if he's on Zoom, he can't do it
I
from
believe
court,
so,
from
Your Honor, but if
hospital.
I can just double check a good phone number with him.
Okay, just to make sure, because what Mr. Brooks out entertained the bench warrant provided, they not provide documentation that he's in the hospital. So it's going to be important to get that documentation that he's in the hospital admitted, okay?
All right, in the email that I received a link from, would I send the documentation there or would you like the courthouse?
Did you send that link, Mr. Glaze?
I did, Your Honor. I sent him an email. I have his email address.
Okay, so make sure that y'all are checking that, but send that information to Mr. Glaze and he'll provide it to the state to avoid the bench warrant, and then Mr. Glaze will get back with him about a reset date.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Are you all have a great one. Thank you for your time.
You also. All right, so Mr. Glaze, need to talk back to Mr. Brooks, Kelly. I think on Morris.
If we could talk on Morris and then briefly on Lofton, that would be great.
All right, y'all join the breakout.
Y'all.
Ms. Bilal, who you got there with you?
I got Mr. Sosu. Yes. Okay, he's charged with distracted driving, and state will be no crossing that case too.
Here comes trouble.
All right, Mr. Sosu, the state's moving to dismiss. You can go downstairs to the first floor to the state court office to get a copy of that disposition for your records if you like.
It's your lucky day.
Thank you for coming in this morning. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.
Judge, we'd like to start Mr. Hall.
I got too much stuff
come
here.
On down.
Strap on spelled backwards is no parts.
He's charged, Judge, with traffic control device, suspended registration, and no tag. We're proceeding on traffic.
This is in
device charge only.
Okay, dismissing
Clayton County, Georgia.
How's he pleading to count one?
By Sneaky Pete.
No, Judge.
All right, what's the fine amount?
It's $100 fine, and I believe he stated he can pay that today.
Okay, great. All right, Mr. Hall, you can step on up, raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No, Your Honor, I'm going to lie to you.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Please state your name for the record.
Marquise Hall.
Mr. Hall, you're charged in this accusation dated February 17, 20 with a red light or traffic control device violation, driving with suspended registration and an invalid tag. Do you understand what you're accused of?
No.
Do you understand that to this accusation you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charges? An attorney could assist you with producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned, and an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all aspects of these charges.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you'd like to be represented by an attorney but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense? But should you go forward with a plea of guilty or nolo today, you give up your right to be represented by an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes, ma'am.
As I understand it, you wish to plead nolo to the traffic control device violation. Is that correct?
No.
Do you understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following rights, including the right to a speedy trial by jury? You'd have a right at that trial to cross-examine any witnesses that the state might call to testify against you. You'd have a right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf, and you would have a right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you go forward with this nolo plea today, though, you give up those rights, and I can impose a sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for this offense, which is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both?
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, do you believe you understand all of the rights, the charge, and the potential range of punishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No, ma'am.
And as you're appearing here in the courtroom, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
Factual basis is on the pleading. State's recommendation is a $100 fine, and you agree to accept that. Is that correct, Mr. Hall?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept the agreement as negotiated. You do have 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. You're prepared to pay that today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Go downstairs to the second floor to the traffic court window. It'll be to your left when you go through the double doors on the second floor. They'll take your payment there and give you copies of your paperwork for your records.
Damn, Sneaky Pete, how many floors
Thank
do they
you,
have
Mr.
there?
Hall. Have a good day. Good morning, Ms. Strickland.
How many floors do they have in this
Good
courtroom?
morning.
Do you have an attorney helping you with your case?
I do not.
You want to talk to the prosecutor to see if you can get it resolved?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Brooks, you got a moment to speak to Ms. Strickland. She's on the 10 o'clock calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Mr. Strickland, watch for a link to join the breakout with Mr. Brooks.
Okay.
Great.
All right, who's next, Ms. Blau?
Mr. Antoine Sandifer, he's charged with speeding, driver while license suspended, no license. We're proceeding on the speeding, the suspended license, and we're no crossing the no license.
Okay, how's he pleading to the speeding?
Speeding, no to both charges, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, good morning, Mr. Sandifer. If you would please raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Place your hand down and state your name for the record, please.
Antoine Sandifer.
Mr. Sandifer, you're charged in this accusation dated January 6, 2021, with one count of speeding, driving with suspended license, and no license. Do you understand what you're accused of?
How come he's just not going to court?
Yes.
Do you understand that to this accusation, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose?
Yes.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charges? An attorney could assist you with producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned, and an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all these charges.
Yes.
Do you understand that if you'd like to be represented by an attorney but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense? But should you go forward with a plea of guilty or nolo today, you give up your right to be represented by an attorney. Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes.
As I understand it, you do qualify and wish to plead nolo to speeding and nolo to suspended license. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following rights, including the right to a speedy trial by jury? You'd have a right at the trial to cross-examine any witnesses that the state might call to testify against you. You'd have a right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf, and you would have a right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you go forward with these nolo pleas today, though, you give up those rights? And I could impose a sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for each of these offenses. What number of suspended license is this, Ms. Bilal?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
Well, it's not his first, obviously.
Oh, this is his first confined, Judge.
Oh,
Okay,
first.
the maximum penalty for both offenses, Mr. Sandifer, is fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, do you believe you understand all of the rights, the charges, and the potential range of punishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No, ma'am.
And as you're appearing there in the courtroom, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
No, ma'am.
Factual basis for the plea, please.
On the 6th of January, 2021, officers were at the location of 7911 North McDonough Street, where they noticed the orange Jeep Renegade that was driven by the defendant speeding, 87 and 65 mile per hour zone.
87.
The traffic stop, and it was discovered that his driver's license had been suspended on the 10th of June, 2019 for child support. The recommendation.
And he doesn't pay child support.
Would be a $100 fine suspended.
Okay.
And on the driving while license suspended, it will be a $500 fine. And I think he might need some time to pay that, so if we need to change that to a probation and payment of the fine, terminate after payment, then that's I think what we need to do, because he needs some time to pay that.
Okay, very well. All right, so was that your understanding of the agreement there, Mr. Sandifer?
Why don't you pay your child support there, bro?
All right, I'll accept the agreement as negotiated. You have 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. The probation in this case, Mr. Sandifer, is designed strictly to give you time to get that fine plus court costs and surcharges paid. As soon as you get all that paid up, then the probation will suspend. So just take care of it as quickly as you're able to, okay? Thank you for coming in this morning and wearing your mask. Have a seat out in the hallway. Ms. Farley with probation will be out to get you momentarily. Once you're done speaking with her, then you'll be free to go.
Why are they thanking him for wearing a mask?
Thank you. All right, anybody else show up down there, Ms. Blau?
Judge, I actually have to make some rounds, so I see a couple of people, but I'm not sure if they're here for 9 or 10. Okay, these are 10 o'clock, I'll circle back around. But I do have counsel here.
She's gonna circle back. We got Jen Psaki in here.
Sarah Harrell, who's on the 10 o'clock, and he was just wanting to check to see if she was on Zoom.
Okay, is Sarah Harrell on the call? Were you expecting her, Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor. I sent the, what do they call it, email.
The link?
Yes.
Okay, she's not on yet. Do you have someplace else you need to check in?
11 o'clock calendar.
No.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You don't have any place else to check in this morning, do you?
Yes, Your Honor. 11 o'clock, Judge Malone.
Okay, I don't know if you want to circle back. I usually don't do the bench warrants until the end of the calendar.
Circle back.
So if you want to circle back, you know, to see if she showed up, then that's fine. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Glaze, we got any update?
Your Honor, I have an update on Mr. Morris's cases.
Okay.
On the case ending in 06531, that's the speeding case, Mr. Morris will be pleading not guilty on that case.
Okay.
And then, Your Honor, on the case ending in 05939, he'll be entering a no-low plea to count 1.
All right. Kelly, put me Mr. Brooks and Mr. Glaze on the breakout, please.
Yes, ma'am.
The office of the solicitor really needs to fix their camera. Let's see if we can fast forward through. She's pretty slow sometimes. Seize the day. You can't say that in there. Do me. There you go. You're blocked. You're blocked. Got him before they finished typing.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. All right, Mr. Morris, if you would turn your camera on, unmute your mic, please.
Yeah, she's really nice, isn't she? Hey, Sneaky Pete, how many floors do they have in this building?
And please raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Darrell Morris.
Mr. Morris, you're charged in this accusation dated February 26, 2021, with 1 count of driving with suspended license and 1 count of no license. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Correct.
Are you represented by Mr. Joel Glaze as your attorney today?
Santa's out. Awesome, Ronnie. Good to hear.
To discuss these charges with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Has he taken the time to counsel you and advise you concerning the rights and options you have with respect to these charges?
That's
Yes,
awesome
ma'am.
to hear.
Are you satisfied with the advice and counsel you've been given?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Correct, ma'am.
How's he plead, Mr. Glaze?
Honor, he pleads nolo to count 1, driving on a suspended license.
Was that your understanding, Mr. Morris, you'd agreed to plead nolo to suspended license?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Mr. Glaze go over with you all of your rights and options in this case?
Correct.
Did he explain to you the nature of the charge pending, all the statutory and constitutional rights that apply to your case, the potential range of punishment for this offense, and the consequences of you entering this nolo plea today?
Correct, ma'am.
Are you satisfied that you fully and completely understand each of those matters as they apply to your case?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glaze, did you go over with Mr. Morris all of his rights and options in this case?
I did, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied that he fully and completely understands each of those matters as they apply to his case?
I am satisfied.
Do you know of any reason that I should not accept this plea?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Morris, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No, ma'am.
And as you're appearing here on the Zoom call, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
No, ma'am.
Factual basis for the plea, please, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, ma'am. On February 26, 2021, officers with the Plain County Sheriff's Department were doing traffic enforcement in the area of Terry Boulevard and Mount Zion Road. Officers ran the tag on a vehicle, got a hit that the owner of the vehicle was not a licensed driver, for suspended for failure to appear. Officers initiated traffic stop, identified the driver of the vehicle to be Mr. Darrell Morris, the defendant, and did arrest him for driving on a suspended license.
Okay, thanks,
this
Nikki.
all occurred here within Clayton County.
What number is it?
This is a
Oops, sorry.
first in life here.
Okay. State's recommendation of $500 fine.
That's correct, Your Honor. And count 2, no licenses being on pressure.
All right. Was that your understanding of the agreement, Mr. Morris?
Correct, ma'am.
And yours as well, Mr. Glaze?
It was, Your Honor.
Anything else on his behalf?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Morris would need up to 60 days to pay the fine.
He's got a
It's going
failure
to be
to
closer
appear.
to $800 once everything gets added in, Mr. Morris. Is 60 days really enough time?
Say that again, ma'am.
It's closer to 800 once all the court costs and surcharges get added in. Are you certain you can have it paid within 60 days?
If I paid earlier, it'll be 500, a little 500.
No, the total amount that you owe is going to be the same, but it's just a matter of whether I put you on probation because you need more than 60 days, I'll pay, or whether you actually just pay the whole thing, the full amount within 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days would be fine.
60 days is sufficient, okay.
What about his other case? He's got a failure
I'm
to
gonna mark
appear.
that you have to have it paid by September 9th.
Okay.
Mr. Glaze, you have a good email address for him, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, I do.
All right, so Mr. Morris, what'll happen is later on today when Mr. Glaze finishes court and has an opportunity, they'll get the financial document sent over to you, and it'll give you the exact total, and it'll give you 3 ways to pay, bring the money back to the courthouse by phone or online. Doesn't matter to me which way you choose to pay it. Just make sure you take care of it by September the 9th.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for your patience this morning, Mr. Morris. You're free to log off.
Thank you.
You know why he did it
Okay,
online,
so
because he was
Ms.
afraid he's going to go to
Strickland
jail.
is ready. Deputy Horton, you got some folks there. Mr. Glaze, had you talked to Mr. Lofton yet?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You ready to speak to him?
I am, Your Honor. I got
Okay.
updated information from the state.
Okay, great. Mr. Lofton, watch for a link to join the breakout. That's going to put you over with Mr. Glaze, your attorney.
Your Honor, Ms. Strickland's ready to resolve her case.
Okay, let me just check in with Deputy Horton, see who he's got there. Go ahead, Deputy Horton.
I have 2 people.
Wait a minute. Who?
wait till the other judge comes back. I like her better.
Taylor Williams.
Taylor, which calendar is she on? 10?
10 o'clock, Hezekiah.
Oh, okay. No, Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Hezekiah Williams is in court. Okay.
And Kimberly Thompson.
Kimberly Thompson is in court. Okay, thank you.
And for Mr. Sandifer from my notified company, he's showing 83 in the computer for FTA on the same job he's on time before.
Say that one more time, Deputy Horton.
Mr. Sandifer?
Yes.
He's showing 83 for the charges that he's on the calendar for FTA.
Okay, so he's one of the few I didn't pull up this morning yet. So we are going to need to get Van a bench warrant recall done. Is he still there?
No, he's on probation.
Okay. Let us work on that so he'll have that in hand. I don't know, did you get his file back, Mr. Brooks? Oh.
Looks like, yeah, he is.
Right, yes, he's the one.
Yeah.
He's flashing.
Hey, we always run 100 messages. Congratulations.
Okay, so while you work on that, Ms. Strickland, let's go ahead and take your plea. Unmute your mic for me and raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Please state your name for the record.
K.E.S. Strickland.
Ms. Strickland, you are charged in this accusation dated March 21st, 2021 with concealing ID of a motor vehicle and permitting an unlicensed person to drive. Do you understand what you're accused of?
I do.
Do you understand that to this accusation, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose?
Yes.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charges? An attorney could assist you with producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned, and an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all aspects of these charges.
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that if you like to be represented by an attorney but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense? But should you go forward with a plea of guilty or nolo today, you give up your right to be represented by an attorney.
Yes, I understand.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes.
What did you all discuss as far as how she was playing, Mr. Brooks?
I want to be non-press count 2 is $100 fine.
She playing guilty or nolo?
No, yeah.
Okay. All right, was that your understanding, Ms. Strickland? You'd agree to plead nolo to permitting an unlicensed person to drive?
Yes.
You understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following.
She must have let her kid drive or something.
To a speedy trial by jury. You'd have a right at that trial to cross-examine any witnesses that the state might call to testify against you. You'd have a right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf, and you would have a right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, I understand.
Do you understand that if you go forward with this nolo plea today, though, you give up those rights, and I can impose the sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for this offense, which is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both?
Yes, I understand.
Do you believe at this point you understand all of the rights to charge and the potential range of punishment?
Yes.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
I am.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No.
And as you're appearing here on the Zoom call, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicants?
No.
Factual basis for the plea, please, Ms. Brooks.
Yes, ma'am. On incident date, March 21st, 2021, officers for Georgia Department of Public Safety doing traffic enforcement in the area of Forest Parkway and Highway 85. Officers observed a vehicle, ran the tag on a vehicle, returned to a different vehicle, initiated traffic stop, identified driver being someone associated with Miss Strickland. During the course of the encounter, officers did determine that that driver was not licensed to drive. Ms. Strickland was actually the passenger in the vehicle and the owner of the vehicle. Officers issued 2 citations, one for license plate or purpose, use of license plate for purpose of concealing and permitting unlicensed person to drive. It's all
Did you negotiated thank you, here in Clayton County, $100 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now was your understanding, Ms. Strickland?
Yes.
All right, I'll accept the agreement as negotiated. You do have 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings.
That's it.
Did you happen to get an email address, Mr. Brooks?
I did not. I apologize.
That's okay, no problem. Ms.
Calendar,
Strickland.
Your Honor.
Oh, it is already. Okay, so we have your email address on file. How long do you need to get that fine plus court costs and surcharges paid?
I can pay it tomorrow.
Well, you think that information will be uploaded that quickly, Ashley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You certain you can get it paid by tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So payment. So that's the 8th. Okay. The information the clerk will send you, Ms. Strickland, will give you instructions on how to pay by phone or online, or you can bring the money down to the courthouse by 4 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your patience this morning. You're free to log off. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I just got a message that Mr. Bailey has called our office advising that he's trying to log into the Zoom but having difficulty. I believe he was transferred to Mr. Bosky.
Oh.
But I think I did send the court the transfer order as well. Though.
Right, his case is going up anyway, so. All right, we'll
currently in the office today, I'm working remotely. But if whoever spoke to him, possibly Ms. Kim, or someone would like to forward him
Who's that talking, I
the
wonder?
link, that's certainly all right. Or if if he would like to email me, I'll be more than happy to send him the link.
Okay.
What did I do with my
Get
damn?
him logged in so he knows what's going on, I guess. All right, so it looks like maybe Ms. Blau, this man, 2 prosecutors is on, Mr. Brooks.
Working on it. Working on it.
Your folks do good to hold it down by themselves, though.
Can't find my ruler.
Okay. I don't think I mentioned it to Mr. Morris, but that other case of his will go on September 26th.
September 26th.
As a placeholder date.
I'm about to send you the recall order as well, Young.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'll send that right back.
22.
I got way too much stuff. What happens when you're trying to do multiple things at once? Fast forward to the next client up next, contestant up for bid on The Price is Wrong.
Me electronically, Ms. Fair.
Yes, Judge, and that's what I wanted to address. I have the bench warrant, we're trying to set aside that.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks sent it to me electronically, Ms. Blau. I just sent it back, so Mr. Sanderford, go downstairs to the first floor to the state court clerk's office, and they'll give you a copy of the bench warrant recall. Keep that in your pocket or car for the next couple of days in case you leave the courthouse and run a stop sign, and they haven't had a chance to take the warrant out. You'll be able to show that the warrant has actually been recalled. They'll have a signed copy of that for you downstairs at the clerk's office.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
I hate it when I do this.
That I talked already, Mr. Kimberly Thompson and Mr. Williams, Hezekiah Williams Taylor, and we're ready to hold.
Okay, hang on. Kimberly Thompson. Okay, have Ms. Thompson come to the podium.
on my Apple Watch, I can charge now.
All right, good morning, Ms. Thompson. If you would, please raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give before the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You can place your hand down and state your name for the record. Ms. Thompson, you're charged in this accusation dated April 9th, 2021 with one count of an invalid tag, distracted driving, and license not on person. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes.
Do you understand that to this accusation, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose?
Yes.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charges? An attorney could assist you with producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned, and an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all aspects of these charges.
Yes.
Do you understand that if you'd like to be represented by an attorney, but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense. But should you go forward with a plea of guilty or nolo today, you give up your right to be represented by an attorney.
Yes.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes.
How does she plead, Ms. Blau?
Judge, she would be pleading guilty to the expired tag. The state is no crossing count 2 and count 3 with the recommendation of $50 on expired tag charge.
All right, was that your understanding, Ms. Thompson? You'd agree to plead guilty to the expired tag?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following rights, including the right to a speedy trial by jury? You'd have a right at that trial to cross-examine any witnesses that the state might call to testify against you. You'd have a right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf, and you would have a right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
Do you understand that if you go forward with this guilty plea today, though, you give up those rights? And I could impose a sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for this offense, which is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both.
Oh, I can imagine, Sneaky Pete.
Bless you. At this point, do you believe you understand all of the rights to charge and the potential range of punishment?
Yes.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No, ma'am.
And as you're appearing here in the courtroom, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
No.
Factual basis is on the pleadings. The state's recommendation was a $50 fine. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
I will accept the agreement as negotiated. You do have 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. I think it's around $80 once everything gets added in. Ms. Thompson, are you prepared to pay that today?
No, ma'am.
How long do you need?
I get paid tomorrow.
You sure tomorrow's good?
Well, I have to work.
Out. If I say next Friday, does that give you enough time? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna say pay it by July 15th. What you need to do now is go downstairs to the second floor to the traffic court window. They're gonna give you a copy of the sentence sheet, so you'll have that for your records. And they're also gonna give you a financial document that gives you the exact total owed and the ways that you can pay, which is bringing the money back to the courthouse. You can pay by phone or online. The instructions for all of that will be on that document.
Wow,
so once
sneaky.
you stop by the second floor, you'll be free to go, and then just make sure you take care of getting the fine paid by next Friday the 15th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much for coming in today to resolve your case. You're free to go.
That's crazy, Sneaky Pete. Yeah.
You too.
I try and keep everything
All
around
right,
since
come on
I'm
up, Mr. Williams.
doing it while I'm live streaming, so I try and keep everything around here, and it just, you know, between having different size boxes, you know, the
Mr.
packaging
Williams
material.
He did 3/4 of everything he was supposed to do. Mr. Freeman came down and talked to him. he did have some extenuating circumstances.
Okay.
So we are going to ask for 30 days for him to complete the last part, which is the community service hours. And he also informed me that, and I told him he needs to do a change of address because that's why he didn't get his notice on the last court date where it shows that he has a bench warrant bond forfeiture that I guess we need to recall.
Oh, okay. Let me just make sure.
Would you like me to ask Mr. Brooks if we can do that electronically? That would be easier.
It's because you don't want to miss a deal, Sneaky Pete.
Hang on.
I'm the same way. I'm way behind, but I still go picking.
All right, so he is flashing wanted.
Looks like on the 14th of June, he was supposed to appear and he didn't.
All right, and so this Ashwood address is no good anymore then?
No.
Okay, if you got stuff pending in any court, Mr. Williams, you have to keep them advised of your best address, because that's what happens is, you don't show up because you don't get the notice and then warrants get issued. So I wonder, I don't know, Ms. Black, you have a way to send that to me electronically? I guess you don't have a computer in the courtroom with you though, do you?
Oh, I wouldn't call this organized chaos, maybe.
So we can get that recall. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the date? Is it June 14th or June 22nd?
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. He missed June 22nd. What date was the warrant issued, Ms. Bilal?
The warrant was issued on the 22nd of June.
Okay, 6/22. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Okay, so all right. So he needs about a month to get all that done.
Yes, Judge.
Let's move it to. I'll move it to 8/22. At 10 a.m., Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
So you'd have to make sure that you get whatever it is Mr. Freeman told you need to get done. And if you do it before that date, that would be great, because then you probably wouldn't have to appear again. They'll let me know that you did it, and it's all good at that point. Okay.
Okay. Do I
all
need
good
to
in the
call
hood.
anybody after I finish? Or do I need to just paperwork back up here?
Yeah, you got Mr. Freeman's information?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the Freeman came and talked to him, Judge, and he has a packet. So.
Okay, so yeah, if you got questions about anything, reach out to Mr. Freeman, okay?
Your Honor?
Yes.
That 8/22 or 7/22?
8.
That is a jail calendar.
Get the wrong. Lord have mercy. What? Oh, I don't know. I guess I meant the 23rd. Thank you, Ashley. What would I do if I didn't have good folks to keep me straight? So the 23rd of August, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I was looking at. Okay, so 8/23 at 10.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you need to get right on getting that stuff completed though for Mr. Freeman, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me see. I want you to go downstairs to the first floor to the state court clerk's office. They're gonna give you a copy of this bench warrant recall. Keep that in your pocket for the next car for the next couple of days in case you leave the courthouse or on a stop sign, they pull you over and the warrant hasn't had a chance to be taken out of the system. You can show them that the warrant's actually been recalled, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so again, make sure you're staying in touch with Mr. Freeman. That's most important, okay?
Somebody just got arrested again, Sage?
While you're downstairs on the first floor at the state court clerk's office, you need to put a change.
Was that on
of
Wizzy's
address
channel?
to make sure that we have the best address on file for you. So first floor, state court clerk, change your address and get a copy of the bench warrant recall.
That's crazy.
Okay?
Why
All
do they-
right, they'll be having ready for you downstairs.
Why do they keep arresting all these people?
I need a disposition notice since I work in the airport.
You need a notice that you had to come to court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashley, can y'all give him like a copy of the court notice? I think that should be sufficient.
Nice,
Yes,
Sneaky
Your Honor. I'll
Pete.
have it at the front desk for him when he comes down.
Perfect, thanks. They'll get you a copy of that as well.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, take care. See you soon.
That's cool. What did they arrest him for?
All right, Mr. Glaze, do you have an update on Lofton?
This guy's like, finally, I'm at work. I wonder if he's getting paid the whole time he's at work while he's on the Zoom call. He's at a...
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was on the phone with a client.
It's okay. I figured as much when you didn't
Channel
respond.
J
_N. You have an update on Lofton?
I do, Your Honor. That should be a plea, Your Honor. The issue in the case was that he wants to do community service instead of the fine, and he is currently living in Orlando. And so I wanted to make sure that the court and the state would have no problems with him doing his community service there as long as he got it approved by probation here in Clayton County.
Yeah, I think that's no issue so long as it's at an appropriate location, and they'll discuss that with him.
So then that should be ready for a guilty plea, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. Let me let Mr. Brooks have a chance to send me this bench warrant recall. So, there it is.
Is he the guy that drives the yellow truck? The yellow semi-truck?
Yeah, I'm here, Your Honor.
I'm looking at it right now. He's
Okay,
the guy that
give
drives
me
the yellow
1 second,
semi-truck,
Mr.
right?
Please, just a moment.
He drives the yellow truck, right? Disturbing the peace, warrant out for a Oh, is that because he honked his horn? That's awesome, Sneaky Pete. I'm glad you sold 3 already. I never thought about going to Walmart and trying to find deals, but I live in, the fire truck guy. That's who I thought it was. He was yelling at Chris yesterday.
On that, Ashley, so should be able to give that to Mr. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. All right.
Yesterday he was talking trash.
Raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can please state your name for the record.
Donald Shane Lofton.
Mr. Lofton.
You can put your hand down now, dude.
This accusation dated January 16, 2021, with 1 count of an improper lane change, driving with suspended license, no license, suspended registration, invalid tag, and no insurance. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes, ma'am. I had a Mercedes CLS 63 AMG that needed suspension work. Before then, it had about
okay. I don't really need any of those details, Mr. Lofton. I'm just gonna go through your rights with you. These are basically all yes and no questions. If you want to tell me something that
you're right, Sneaky Pete.
I'm happy to hear from you. Okay.
Yes,
so do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you represented by Mr. Joel Glaze as your attorney today?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss these charges with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he taken the time to counsel you and advise you concerning the rights and options you have with respect to these charges?
Yes, ma'am. Is very careful to do so and very professional.
Are you satisfied with the advice and counsel you've been given?
Very satisfied, ma'am.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes,
that's cool, Sneaky Pete.
How does he plead, Mr. Glaze?
Your Honor, it will be guilty to count 2, driving on a suspended license. My understanding is all the other counts are being dismissed.
All right. Was that your understanding of the agreement, Mr. Lofton? You'd agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of driving with a suspended license.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Did Mr. Glaze go over with you all of your rights and options in this case?
Yes, ma'am, very thoroughly.
Did he explain to you the nature of the charge pending, all the statutory and constitutional rights that apply to your case, the potential range of punishment for this offense, and the consequences of you entering this guilty plea today?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Are you satisfied that you fully and completely understand each of those matters as they apply to your case?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glaze, did you go over with Mr. Lofton all of his rights and options in this case?
I did, Your Honor.
Look at Brown.
Are you satisfied that he fully and completely understands each of those matters as they apply to his case?
I am satisfied.
Do you know of any reason that I should not accept this plea?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Lofton, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No, ma'am.
And as you're appearing here on the Zoom call, are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or other intoxicants?
No, ma'am.
Factual basis for the plea, please, Mr. Brooks.
On January 16, 2021, officers with the Clayton County Sheriff's Department doing traffic enforcement in the area of I-75 North and Forest Park Parkway. Officers observed the vehicle making an improper lane change.
Right back.
Initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle. Identified the driver to be Mr. Donald Lofton. During the course of the encounter, they did determine that his driver was on a suspended license. That vehicle tag had expired, and that he had no insurance on the vehicle. This all occurred here within Clayton County.
All right, what number suspended license is this?
This is a 4th in life, 2nd and 5. State's recommendation is 12 months probation, $1,000 fine. It's my understanding that he requested to have the fine converted to community service. So it will be 100 hours of community service.
Mr. Brooks, did you know, and it may or may not change your position at all, I'm not sure the jail time that was served when he was arrested?
I have a note that that it was factored into the recommendation. Was he in custody for 30 days?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just wasn't sure, and I suppose that's fair in light of the other charges being dismissed. I just wanted to double check with you on that. Okay. So he wants to do the 100 hours community service, right, Mr. Glaze?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Was that your understanding of the recommendation, Mr. Lofton?
Yes, but I totally forgot about the amount of jail time that I did, being that I had bond money on me. I have, unfortunately, a brother that does live in Atlanta that knew that I was arrested within 3 hours, but refused to come and bond me out until 32 days later.
And that's fine. They factored that in with the recommendation, so that's appropriate. So, and you wish for the $1,000 fine to be converted to 100 hours community service, is that right?
Yes, I'm asking that I be assigned to a DEVRO, foster care association that deals with abused and abandoned and neglected children here in Orlando.
Okay, I'm not sure if that'll be appropriate or not. You need to gather that information together so you can give it to your probation officer for them to check that out. I wouldn't start doing community service there until probation approves
I bet,
the location, okay?
That's what my attorney advised me of.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, so just make sure you get that information so that when you first report, you can give it to your probation officer to check it out.
Where do you buy your boxes from?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will accept the agreement as negotiated. You got 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. There was no objection to the balance suspended, Mr. Brooks. I'm not sure if you said it.
No, ma'am. No.
All right, so Mr. Lofton, you'll only have to report to probation as long as it takes you to get the 100 hours of community service done. So just take care of it as quickly as you can, okay?
I sure will, ma'am.
Willow.
Very good. Thanks for your patience this morning, Mr. Lofton. You're going to receive a link in just a moment to join with Ms. Farley from probation. She's going to give you your information. She's going to get your information to give you information about how to report and turn your community service in, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All
for
right.
your
Once you're done speaking, once you're done speaking with her, you're free to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, where do you get all your shipping supplies? I'm trying to find cheaper spots. I use Uline, is where I've been buying my shipping boxes from. My bubble wrap I've been getting off of Amazon. Bubble Boy bubble wrap.
Does that conclude the last matter of the 9 o'clock?
I think that gets us done with 9.
May I stop for bench warrant, Sharon?
Well, I usually do that at the end, Ms. Brooks, at the very end. We'll just wait because sometimes people wander in. I don't think Miss Terrell, go ahead, Mr. Williams client ever logged in yet. We're waiting on her. Mr. Solomon, okay, I'm marking that we need proof of his hospitalization. Mr. Blaze is gonna get that. Sir that logged in on the Samsung SMA 36U.
Take off your
Can
damn hat.
you unmute and give me your name, please?
Alvin Robinson.
Robinson. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
Good morning.
Okay, Mr. Blaze, Mr. Robinson is your client.
That's correct, Your Honor. Mr. Robinson was on our most recent jury trial calendar. The state had moved for attachment, but after, speaking to my client and after he thought about it, I think he is ready to resolve his case through a plea.
Okay, do you need to speak to Mr. Brooks to make sure everybody's on the same page about the recommendation?
Your Honor, if I could just have one moment, I would probably speak with Mr. Brooks just to make sure his understanding we're on the same page.
Okay, all right, we'll let y'all do that now. Mr. Robinson, just mute your mic for me for a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think we had set it down. Okay. So we haven't done an order yet on that.
Who was that on?
Well, I was just kind of thinking out loud. I was gonna
Kind of been the cheapest I've been able to find so far, though.
I hadn't done an arrest order yet, but I guess we'll just need to make sure that the state withdraws that motion.
I used to get the eBay boxes because I get the free shipping supplies every month. When I used to have a big store, I'm not up there yet again, so I'm not paying the big store fees. So I'm trying to find a better place to get my boxes from. But Uline, so far, they were the cheapest I found. I guess I'm just not looking in the right spots. Alright, let's fast forward to these people because they're not dealing with nothing.
Give me your name, please. Sir that just logged in, walking around in the hat. Unmute and give me your name, please.
The other judge makes them take off their hats.
Zoom user. Just logged in. Unmute and give me your name, please.
Marquise Little.
Oh, Mr. Little. Okay.
So like, oh, I know you, Mr. Little.
Okay, you can mute Mr. Little. We'll come back to that in just a moment.
Yeah, I used to get that. You get it from the boxery. All right, let me look. I just ordered a whole bunch of boxes too. I also like using the free shipping boxes from the post office. You know, the regional. I like the regional A boxes. Those are some of the best deals you can get. The regional A boxes. Let me look at the boxery.
Your Honor, I'm ready to speak with Mr. Brooks.
Okay. Y'all probably can go back to the same.
Should be able to rejoin the same ring.
So like, I like my favorite box for the mugs is a 6x6x4 or 6x4x4. So for 100, they're selling them for 26 cents a piece. And I paid 31 cents a piece the other day. So that's 5 cents a piece savings, but how much is shipping is the question. That or like I just bought, like for my plates, I bought the 8x8x3 and the 12x12x3 because those are really good for plates.
Who you got, Deputy Horton?
All right, I'm gonna save this place. Thank you for the information.
Who is it? Okay, does he need the assistance of a translator?
Yes, ma'am.
He does?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Kelly, we'll have Kelly reach out. Is that all you got right now?
Yes, ma'am, that's all I have right now.
Okay, great, thanks.
You know, I used to follow all the eBay rules. I did free shipping, you know, and just added it into the price. I stopped doing that real quick, though, because if you want to put something on sale, you can't put it on sale because you don't know how much shipping, and then, like, say you list something and it doesn't sell for 2 years and the shipping prices go up $2 or $3. So now I just list everything. I charge shipping, and I add $1 on for supplies and my time. Like when I had 2,000 items listed, I would probably sell 3 to 4 items a day. I'll use a 6x5x5. Well, you know why the reason I use 6x4x4? Because a 6x4x4 will fit in a flat rate envelope. That's the reason why I use those boxes. Cause then, you know, say if it's over, like if it's 1 pound and 1 ounce, then they like double the price because you start using, you know, priority. So I use the flat rate padded envelope. A 6x4x4 will fit in there. But 6x5x5 would work better for the ones that don't weigh over a pound. I might have to look into buying some of those. That, and my stepdad buys shit off of Amazon all the time. So I got like 100 Amazon boxes stacked up around here. See, these 6x4x4s I just had a freaking padded envelope. This will fit right in the padded flat rate envelope. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is right here. So that's why I like these. I tried eBay when eBay switched over to the 6x4.5x4 or 4 3/4x4 3/4. They wouldn't fit in here anymore. So that's why I stick with the 6x4x4s because they fit perfectly. Sorry guys, we're talking eBay seller tips here.
Your Honor, can I speak with Mr. Robinson?
Sebula.
Yes, Mr. Robinson, watch for a link to join a breakout room with your attorney.
No, this is in the courtroom as well.
Deputy Horton, did I hear you say Shields was there? Okay.
So like, do you do like I do? Every time I list something, it says share. I share it on Facebook. I share it on Twitter. I share it on Instagram, everywhere I can. And the reason why is the more times that link pops up, because you know everybody searches on Google and then goes to eBay, you get more of them up there. You get your listing more. So like I'm on LinkedIn, right? I'm sharing. I bet you people on Facebook and LinkedIn are sick and tired of seeing my listings, but I don't care. I actually sold a mug the other day to somebody from Facebook because they saw me listing it on Facebook. Then you don't have to pay eBay fees. The other thing is, for plates, what's really good, I wash these, I didn't dry them. For plates, if you take the small flat rate shipping boxes from the USPS, you open it up, you can wrap it, and you can put it in between the plates, and it makes a real good barrier, and it's free. I know you're not supposed to use those, but I'm still shipping at priority mail, so it's not like I'm illegally using it. Let me fast forward to these people.
Okay, go ahead.
Move forward as we were planning to before today.
Okay. All right. So, and then he's on August 1st trial calendar and the
this is a plate I just shipped. I just packaged.
Motion
I mean, look how nice
for
it is.
attachment is still in effect. Okay, all right, Mr. Robinson, make sure you keep your, oh, was he there?
I can't wait. I can't wait till I come to your house, Sneaky Pete, because
I'll send him a request to
well, you
come back.
invited me
I'll
to come
also
by,
point
so
out
hopefully you'll
those
show
things.
me your picking
Okay.
room and your shipping supplies. I would love to see your shipping setup.
Okay, Mr. Robinson, so as I understand it, you're just gonna stand on the not guilty at this point. Your case remains on that August 1st trial calendar. Make sure Mr. Glaze is able to reach you at all times, okay? All right, you're free to log off. Thank you. Mr. Glaze, Mr. Shields. David Shields is in the courtroom, sorry. Do you have a good contact number?
Your Honor, if you could just have him give his phone number to the deputy, and then I can call him if he has his cell phone on him.
This would be a good bowl
Deputy
for
Gordon, see if you can
dogs.
get a phone number for Mr. Shields and then have him step out in the hallway so Mr. Glaze can call him. Mr. Glaze, Mr. Little has logged in. Do we need a conference on that? Or do you need to talk to him?
Oh, I bet.
Your
I might
Honor,
buy a
I
whole
do
bunch
need
of
a
shit
conference.
from
We
you too.
spoke yesterday. My understanding is that he wanted to know what the non-DUI court offer was. And so that's what we were waiting on to get that from the state.
Had you talked with Ms. Ponder about that? Did you have an opportunity to do that?
On Mr. Little,
Right.
I have a recommendation, but it's a DUI court recommendation.
Right. So apparently he may not wish to entertain that at this point. And so Mr. Glaze is going to need an appropriate recommendation for not completing DUI court.
Okay.
So I'll speak about that then. Mr. Glaze and Mr. Brooks Kelly.
Yeah, I think we could help each other out a lot, Sneaky Pete, with just ideas and stuff
And
like
Ms.
that.
Chandler.
I have an addiction to shopping. That's my addiction.
Okay, I guess Ms. Bilal is not down there. When Mr. Brooks comes back from the breakout, I'll call him up. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, my court case is no longer in August for the January 6th trials. Joe Biggs and everybody's court case has been moved to January now, so I won't be driving to DC until January. But I might try and make a trip across country and sometime before then, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Man, this judge's court's so freaking slow. I wish the other judge was on. We'll go watch her after this. See, I don't sell electronics. I heard there's too much trouble with it. People will buy the electronics, change out the part they need, and then ship it back. I've had bad luck with that. I've had that happen to me twice. But I go to this local thrift store here in Fresno. It's the Salvation Army, and every week they have a different colored item that's 50% off. And I'll get like 100 items and just walk out of there with, like the other day, last week, I think I bought 30 items and I don't think the lady charged me right. I paid $9.99. Other times I'll show up with there's another guy that when he works, I have a full shopping cart, right? Of plates and cups. If I see him in there, I'll fill my shopping carts up with everything. And I'll walk up there and he'll be like, Eddie, just give me $25. And I'm like, all right, here you go. And he rings me up for $25 because he doesn't want to count everything. So I love it when he's working, but I haven't seen him in like a year. It really sucks. It was awesome to have that.
Dave, you and Mr. Gutierrez come to the podium.
Let's see who's next up. This is definitely going to be a priority.
Good morning, Mr. Gutierrez. Do you have an attorney helping you with this case? No. Do you wish to inquire as to what the prosecutor's recommendation is? Yes. Mr. Brooks, you have a recommendation?
I do, Your Honor. It's a first in life offense for driving with no license. It's a $500 fine.
Do you wish to accept that recommendation, Mr. Gutierrez? That is the minimum fine on this offense. All right, if you would, please raise your right hand to take an oath.
I can't wait to hear this question answered.
Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can place your hand down and please state your name for the record.
What if they're an atheist? They don't
Mr.
believe in God.
Gutierrez, you're charged in this accusation dated March 25th, 2021 with one count of no license. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Must be no license day today.
Do you understand that to this accusation you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose?
Oh, that's awesome, Sneaky Pete. Do you like give them like gift cards or something? I'll give my postman a gift card when they're good.
Do you understand though that you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you wish?
Like in Madera, my post office mailman would come every single day to my house.
Do you understand that an attorney might help you discover a legal defense to the charge?
He would knock on my door, ask me if there's packages every day, so I'd buy him a gift card every. He said he liked McDonald's coffee, so I give him a $25 gift card every month.
What is the question you asked?
Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going over your rights with you. I just have to make sure you understand your rights. Like you have the right to an attorney and a trial, but if you go forward with the plea, you give all that up. And so I'm just trying to make sure you understand what your rights are.
I just packaged this whole thing and I forgot to take the photos.
Yes, I do understand.
Okay, so you understand you have a right to be represented by an attorney.
Yes.
And do you understand that an attorney could help you discover a legal defense to the charge?
Brownie, what are you doing in the bathroom? Get out of there.
Yes.
Do you understand that an attorney could assist you with producing evidence that might benefit you as far as a potential sentence is concerned?
Yes.
And do you understand that an attorney could give you legal advice and counsel as to all aspects of the charge?
Yeah, well, when he was off work, they wouldn't come help me at all, even though I had a scheduled pickup every
If you'd like to
day.
be represented by an attorney but could not afford to hire one, I would at least consider appointing one for you at the county's expense.
Yes.
And do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
And he was a conservative.
I will qualify for guilty.
Well, is he nolo eligible, Mr. Brooks? I think he said
He is. It's the first one.
Because it's a first lifetime no license charge, you qualify to plead no contest, Mr. Gutierrez. You can plead either guilty or no contest.
So my understanding is, if you say no contest, it's better because then you can't get sued for anything later on pertaining to that
Do you
court case.
understand that if you pled not guilty, you'd have the benefit of all the following rights, including the right to a speedy trial by jury. You'd have a right at that trial to cross-examine any witnesses that the state might call to testify against you. You'd have a right to use the power and process of the court to compel the attendance of any witnesses or evidence on your behalf. And you would have a right to make the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you go forward with this guilty plea, you give up those rights? And I could impose a sentence up to the maximum allowed by law for this offense, which is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, the fine, the imprisonment, or both.
I did not understand.
What do you not understand?
English. That's what he doesn't understand. How do you go to a country and live to start a new life and not learn the language?
What will be the charge, or if I'm not guilty?
Now, the difference is that you have a right to have a trial. But if you wish to go forward with this guilty plea, you're giving up your right to have a trial. You're saying that you do not want to have a trial in this matter.
What's up, Sean Bennett?
Okay, I want to have a trial.
Okay, that means you wish to plead not guilty.
Yeah, that was in
what you wish
Madeira.
to do?
That was in Madeira. He was an awesome post office guy. Republican all the way.
I don't have a license. That's the only thing that I have.
Okay. Some people would think then that you don't have a defense to the charge and that you might have to enter a plea.
Oh, well, he doesn't.
But if you have questions about that, you may then wish to consult with an attorney. We cannot give you any legal advice about how you should plead.
I don't understand. You come to a country to get a better life, but you won't learn their language.
Okay.
My mom always taught me, if you go to another country, learn their language.
Is 30 days enough time, you believe, to consult with an attorney?
What is the maximum time?
The maximum penalty is a fine up to $1,000, 12 months in jail, either the fine, the imprisonment, or both.
No, I'm sorry, Judge. He was asking what is the maximum time that he could get to consult with him.
Oh, the maximum time. I'm sorry, I thought you said fine. You know, maybe between 30 and 45 days. I could reset it to maybe September.
He got caught driving on a suspended license, Sean.
That's fine.
Okay, so what if I say September 15th at 11 a.m.?
Yes.
Right, you shouldn't.
Okay, I'm gonna reset your case to September 15th at 10 a.m. to give you an opportunity to speak with an attorney.
I'm sorry, Judge. Did you say 10 or 11?
11, 9:15 at 11. September 15th at 11 o'clock.
She was about to say September 11th. A bad day in history.
You should work on speaking with an attorney as soon as possible.
He should work on getting his license and becoming here
I will not reset
legally.
your case again because you wait until the last minute before the 15th to hire an attorney.
Oh, I gotta download that too, don't I?
Mr. Gutierrez, did you get your notice for today's court hearing at the correct address?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So you'll receive another notice for that court date.
Órale pues, Judge.
Okay. Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Thank you, Daya.
Oh, she didn't ask if he was a legal citizen or not yet. Normally she does that.
We need to get an attorney. What is the paperwork that I'm going to need?
Well, do you intend to hire an attorney?
Yes, I'm planning on getting somebody.
Okay, so the attorney knows what to do. They'll reach out to the prosecutor's office to get all the information about the case.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that the only case for this hour, Judge?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Daya.
Spell utensil wrong, right? Let's see if we can fast forward to the next court case.
Shields is back and have an update.
I didn't have to fast forward. That was pretty quick.
Your Honor, I'm back and have an update for the court.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Glaze.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Shields is eligible for PTI. He would like to try to take advantage of that opportunity. We just needed to know, I believe the date's August 2nd. Is that correct, Your Honor?
That's the orientation day. And what status date were we using, Ashley?
August the 11th at 9.
Okay, 8/11 at 9 for the status. Come to the podium, Mr. Shields. I think we expect he's going to speak to Mr. Freeman before he leaves this morning, maybe?
If Mr. Freeman's in the office, that would be the best thing, I think, Your Honor. But I'll also link him with Mr. Freeman via email as well.
Okay. Mr. Brooks, is Mr. Freeman, do you know if he's available or?
Damn, Donnie hair
just have
everywhere.
him reach out? You're muted.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll have Mr. Freeman go to court.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so Mr. Shields, what I expect is Mr. Freeman, who is the director over PCI, will come down to the courtroom in just a bit and speak with you about what all is required. If that is something that you wish to avail yourself of, that's fine. What it'll look like is that you'll have to be enrolled by August the 2nd. And then your case is going to be placed on a status calendar for August 11th at 9 o'clock. You don't have to worry about that August 11th date so long as you get enrolled by the August 2nd date. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, because what'll happen on the 11th is that they'll say, Mr. Freeman will update and say, hey, he's already paid in, and then we know that you did that. But if for some reason you don't get enrolled, then you would have to appear on August 11th at 9 o'clock. You've given Mr. Glaze all of your best contact information, though, correct? Yeah. Okay, very good. All right, so just have a seat. Mr. Freeman should be down shortly. All right. Mr. Glaze, did y'all spoke a little, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I would need to speak with Mr. Little, let him know the non-DUI court offer.
Okay, very well. Mr. Little, watch for that link to join the breakout.
Keep on rolling.
For and/or bond forfeiture, if that's appropriate, you try to get her in if you can.
I'll try. I'll contact your niece.
Ooh, somebody didn't show up to court.
Right, or the state once you can make contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What calendar was that?
Oh, she was on the, was it 11 o'clock Eastern? Either 10 or it must have been 10 o'clock. Harold.
Oh, you started watching
Harold,
Johnny?
Sarah Harold, Mr.
Yeah,
Brooks.
Johnny's awesome.
Oh, she's on a trial calendar for the 26th.
Dude, he is the nicest guy in the world too.
Yeah, you say Harold, Harold.
Harrell.
Like, I'll call up Johnny and just to check on how he's doing, or call him for holidays.
You can reach her, Mr. Williams.
Like, hey Eddie, how you doing? You need any money?
The 26th?
He's just a lovable guy.
I think that's a placeholder date though, so I don't think we're actually doing trials that week. So, once you reach her, reach out to the state and see about trying to get her on the calendar. Okay, very well.
So for Ms. Williams, just before you leave, so for Ms. Harrell, seeing that July 26th date, was that a waiver or is this, like I said, it's a placeholder?
She's already pleaded not guilty, and that was the little placeholder calendar.
I got you. So she no benchmarks that you contemplated.
Well, did you put her on? What did you put her on the calendar for today, Mr. Williams? If you did, I don't know how she got on here.
Oh yeah, his show is definitely addicting.
Okay. With Blackman, but Blackman wasn't on the calendar.
Yes, they took their part last time we were in court.
Oh, they did their part, and she hasn't.
Oh, whoops!
done her
I'm sorry. I was looking in the wrong spot, guys.
Okay, Mr. Brooks. So I don't know. Would you proceed with asking for a bench warrant bond forfeiture, or?
Sorry.
The case isn't gonna be dismissed until she gets that on the record. So.
Yeah, let me review.
Okay.
By the conclusion of the calendar, I have a response.
Okay, and Mr. maybe you can just send Mr. Williams an email about what he should expect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Brooks or somebody from the solicitor's office will email you in a bit, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Emma.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Thanks for checking back.
For $3. Oh wait, no, it's going for. Yeah, for $3, I'll keep the stamp thing myself. Price will go up later on eventually. I'm not gonna sell for $3.99. Nice.
On the 11 o'clock calendar has reached out to the solicitor's office. I'm attempting to get an email address for him to send him the link to court. He's indicated though that he is not able to log in for some reason. He's having issues getting logged in.
Okay.
Well, they be lying. Is that a microwave in her courtroom? That white thing looks like a microwave almost.
Let you know that I'll be leaving the meeting at 11:45.
All right.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Little. He does want to accept the non-DUI court offer. And so he would be willing to be sentenced to that today, Your Honor.
All right, Kelly, put me, Mr. Glade, Mr. Brooks in the breakout. Hey, Kills.
Yes, ma'am. I'm moving everybody.
Okay.
Damn, I'm catching up already.
Mr. Little is still in the other room, so I'm trying to get everybody moved out of that one.
Okay.
Let's fast forward till we get. Don't you just love how professional these guys look? Oh, they love spending tons of money.
Larry Crook is present.
Guys all eating on camera in court.
I'm sorry?
Mute your mic.
My month?
Mute your mic. If you stop eating, you'd hear.
He's asking you to mute your mic until the judge returns. Thank you.
Okay.
Guy eats really loud. still hasn't muted his mic. Mute your mic, dumbass. Alright, we can fast forward to this stuff, I guess. People sure do like doing their courtroom from their garage, don't they?
Kelly, Mr. Glaze and Miss Chandler need to speak back to Mr. Little.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I see Mr. Crook. Are you there? Unmute your mic for me.
Yes, I'm present.
All right, good morning. Do you have an attorney helping you with this case?
No, I do not.
He's on the 11 o'clock, Mr. Brooks. Do you wish to inquire as to what the prosecutor's recommendation is?
I'm sorry?
Do you wish to inquire as to what the prosecutor's recommendation is for this case?
I'm all ears.
It's
Okay.
count one. Count one is a $500 fine. No, you're NOLO eligible. Count two is going to be dismissed. Count three is a dismiss as well.
Okay, can
wait.
you repeat that?
Hang on, Mr. Brooks, he's actually got two cases here. He's in position 1 and 2.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So he's got,
Okay.
let me, since he's not representing Mr. Brooks, I'll just put y'all in a breakout and let you discuss, because he's got those two cases.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Crook, watch for a link to join the breakout.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's see who's next.
Destiny, is that Destiny Northfleet?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, your attorney's on the call. I'll let him know that you've appeared.
Thank you.
All right, at the podium in the courtroom, what is your name?
Destiny Northfleet.
No, I got you, Miss Northfleet. Just mute your mic back. At the podium.
Yes.
What's the last name?
Shields.
Where's my step? Oh, you must have got something in the mail you want to
Spell
go
the
get.
last name, because I'm not hearing that correct.
Shields.
Shields, Mr. Shields. Okay. Right. I think. Oh, did you talk to Mr. Freeman?
Yes, ma'am.
You know exactly what you got to do.
Yes.
Okay, you're good. Just August 2nd for the orientation. If you don't get enrolled, I need you back on August 11th at 9. Make sure Mr. Glaze is able to reach you between now and then, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're free to go, Mr. Shields. Thanks.
Man, cool breeze, Miss Young. That's the last person there.
That's the last person.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can go ahead and shut it down because it's 11:49. Thanks.
11:49
No
there.
problem.
We still got a ways to go.
Your Honor, I'm back. I spoke with Mr. Little.
Okay.
And we're ready for that sentencing. I let him know about the community support and the extra 12 months of probation.
All right. Okay, Mr. Little. We're on the record on case number 2020 CR 09766. Mr. Little was scheduled for sentencing into the DUI court program. He is elected to take the non-DUI court recommendation. That's the count 1 DUI. It's 12 months, served 20 days. He's electing to serve that over 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Thanks, Kelly. Mr. Brooks, I forgot. He just stepped over into a breakout. I need to wait till he comes back. Hang on. Just mute back, Mr. Little. I apologize. I forgot he has stepped out. Mr. Glaze, Ms. Northfleet, is has finally logged in.
Yes, Your Honor. I was speaking with her. She was having some issues logging in, so.
Or, you can give it to your probation officer to check it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will accept the agreement as negotiated. You got 30 days to appeal the conviction and 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. There was no objection to the balance suspending Mr. Brooks. I'm not sure if you said it.
No, ma'am. No.
All right, so Mr. Lofton, you'll only have to report to probation as long as it takes you to get the 100 hours of community service done. So just take care of it as quickly as you can, okay?
I sure will, ma'am.
Very good. Thanks for your patience this morning, Mr. Lofton. You're going to receive a link in just a moment to join with Ms. Farley from probation. She's going to give you your information. She's going to get your information to give you information about how to report and turn your community service in, okay?
Thank you. Thank you
All
for your
right,
call.
once you're done speaking, yes, once you're done speaking with her, you're free to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, watch for that link.
Your Honor, does that conclude the last matter of the 9 o'clock?
I think that gets us done with 9.
May I sign for bench warrant, Your Honor?
Well, I usually do that at the end, Mr. Brooks, at the very end.
Okay.
We'll just wait because sometimes people wander in. I don't think Miss Farrell, go ahead, Mr. Williams' client ever logged in yet. We're waiting on her.
She is very
Mr.
lenient.
Solomon, okay, I'm marking that we need proof of his hospitalization. Mr. Blaze is gonna get that. Sir, that logged in on the Samsung SMA 36U. Can you unmute and give me your name, please?
Alvin Robinson.
Robinson. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
Good morning.
He was in earlier, wasn't he?
Okay, Mr. Blaze, Mr. Robinson is your client.
That's correct, Your Honor. Mr. Robinson was on our most recent jury trial calendar. The state had moved for attachment, but after, speaking to my client and after he thought about it, I think he is ready to resolve his case through a plea.
Okay, do you need to speak to Mr. Brooks, make sure everybody's on the same page about the recommendation?
Your Honor, if I could just have one moment, I would probably speak
Donnie's
with Mr.
harassing my
Brooks just to make
stepdad.
sure he is understanding. We're on the same page.
Okay, all right, we'll let y'all do that now. Mr. Robinson, just mute your mic for me for a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think we had set it down. Okay. So we haven't done an order yet on that.
Who was that on?
Well, I was just kind of thinking out loud. I was gonna say I hadn't done an arrest order yet, but I guess we'll just need to make sure that the state withdraws that motion. We don't want to waste the sheriff's time with the service. Need to speak to Mr. Robinson, Mr. Blaze.
Your Honor, I'm just trying to pull up the offer that was sent to me by Ms. Allman to make sure that I can go over it with Mr. Brooks.
Oh, okay. Sir that just logged in, walking around in the hat. Unmute and give me your name, please. Zoom user, just logged in. Unmute and give me your name, please.
Marquise Little.
Oh, Mr. Little, okay. Okay, you can mute Mr. Little. We'll come back to that in just a moment.
What's up, Sneaky Pete? You gotta run. See you later, buddy. I think I'm gonna go to Fresno a little bit too once this is done. Let me get some more tape.
Your Honor, I'm ready to speak with Mr. Brooks.
Okay. Yep.
And now FedEx is coming. What one of those days?
Should be able to rejoin the same room.
Just one of them days. Oh, John.
Yo,
Who you got, Deputy Horton?
I have Javier Gutierrez on courtroom, and he's gonna be your judge.
Who is it?
Mr. Javier Gutierrez.
Okay, does he need the assistance of a translator?
Yes, ma'am.
He does?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Kelly, we'll have Kelly reach out. Is that all you got right now?
Yes, ma'am, that's all I have right now.
Okay, great, thanks.
Sorry, guys. Had to deal with the postman. We're still waiting, huh? All right, let me fast forward. Sorry, guys. What happened here? I thought we were almost done. Did I hit a button?
To before today.
Okay.
I thought we were fastest.
All right. So, and then the
Yeah, we were way over here.
what are Mr. Brooks? What are the dates?
That driver being Mr. Larry Crook did determine that his driver without a valid license being suspended for failure to appear. This also occurred here in Clayton County.
All right, these are 1st and 5 and 2nd and 5, correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
He's no eligible on the 1st with a $500 fine, pleading guilty on the 2nd with a $1,000 fine. Was that your understanding of the agreement, Mr. Crook?
Well, yes, but no. The $500 one was guilty. The second count, no. Possible.
I believe Mr. Crook means it's the other way around. I explained to him that he can only use NOLA on the first offense, and then on the second one have to be a guilty plea. And I think he just inverted the order of the pleas. Okay,
yeah, it doesn't really much matter, Mr. Crook. You can only use a NOLA once, but the plea to either guilty to either of the ones is gonna result in an additional license suspension. So, but I mean, 5270 happened in May, and I think 21, and then the other was September. So is that maybe what you were speaking about, Mr. Crook?
Yes, ma'am.
So you plead guilty to the one that happened in May. I mean, NOLA to the one that happened in May, and then guilty to the one in September.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's how we have it down.
Okay.
Okay, all right, but so that's your understanding of the fine amounts. Correct, Mr. Crook?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll accept those agreements as negotiated. You have 30 days to appeal the conviction, 6 months to challenge your civil habeas corpus proceedings. All right, and so you're saying you posted cash bonds, which were probably well over the totals. I don't know if you remember, but it's probably more than or very close to what it will be once all the court costs and surcharges get added in. Mr. Crook, look down at the bottom of your screen and see if you see a box that says chat, CHAT. You may have to click more if you don't see it. Depends on what kind of device you're on. CHAT.
Yes, I see chat.
Okay, click on chat. And then there's a drop down arrow and it gives you everybody's name that's on the call. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, look for court clerk, Ashley Murphy, court clerk, Ashley.
Okay.
Okay, click on that name and then take care to correctly type in your email address in that box. Make sure you have it correct and double check it before you send it.
Okay. Okay, it's been sent.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is in just a bit here today, she'll send you a copy of the sentence sheets for your records, and she's gonna send you 2 financial documents to give the exact total that you owe and the ways that you can pay, which is bringing the money to the courthouse by phone or online. If I give you, you'll need to take those sentence sheets that show that the case is closed. That's what you need to take around to the sheriff's side to show them that the case is closed, and then that should prompt them to refund the money. If I give you about 2 weeks to turn that around, you think that's enough time by July 22nd?
Can you give me a little bit longer?
The 29th? Does that work?
That'll be fine, yes.
Okay. All right, I'll mark that I'm giving you until July 29th. Okay. So just make sure that you take care of getting those paid by the 29th, okay?
Okay.
You are free to log off. Thanks for your patience this morning.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Did you get an updated history yet, Mr. Brooks?
Still waiting on it.
Okay, no problem.
Your Honor, can I speak with Ms. Norfleet while we're waiting?
Absolutely. Ms. Norfleet, you there? Watch for a link to join the breakout.
Yes.
Watch for the link to join the breakout to speak to your attorney.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fast forward this for you guys. Dang, they're taking forever. They're really taking forever. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I gotta look up an address real quick.
Yeah, update on Northfleet, Mr. Wise.
Yes, Your Honor, that will be a no-low plea.
All right, let me, you, Mr. Glaze, me, you, Mr. Brooks, Ms. Chandler go to a breakout.
Veteran Affairs. Evidence. Intake. Center. Alright, sorry guys, let me fast forward for you so you don't have to wait. We're not just looking at this guy stealing. See.
Monday at 10 p.m. The sentence will be as follows. Count 1, 12 months, serve 20 days. Those 20 days will be served over the course of 10 weekends. A weekend is defined as Monday at 10 p.m. until Wednesday at 10 p.m. And we'll start those on July 18th. He's to pay a $600 fine, perform 240 hours of community service.
Wow, that's a lot.
Must submit to the drug and alcohol evaluation, consume no alcohol, illegal or non-prescribed drugs, submit to random testing. Must complete a risk reduction program, pay the $25 publication fee, and install an ignition interlock.
Oh,
He is also to attend no less than 2 community support meetings per week. Count 2 is 12 months probation to run consecutive to count 1 with a $500 fine and continuation of no alcohol, illegal or non-prescribed drugs, submit to random testing, and a continuation of the 2 community support meetings per week. Count 3 will be dismissed. No, I'm sorry, did you say a suspended fine on that, Mr. Brooks? You're muted.
I'm sorry, Jan, it is suspended fine, yeah.
Okay. $100 was it?
It was, yeah.
Okay, all right, so $100 suspended fine on count 3. All right, he's previously pled guilty to count 1. He was no eligible on count 2, right?
That's correct.
That should have been how he pled to count 2. And then was he NOLO eligible on the moving violation?
I believe the state had no objection to accepting the NOLO or to him entering the NOLO. Let me say that.
All right. All right, Mr. Little, you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, you really should have been in an arrest order status because you were supposed to be submitting to those weekly screens and you missed the screen last week.
I didn't know where to go. I haven't been in Clayton County in almost 6 years. I don't know where the probation. Nobody called me and told me that. I don't.
That's your job to find out.
They would have talked to you the day that you did the sentencing, Mr. Little. I mean the plea.
No, they didn't. They wasn't at court. I walked out of court with the lawyer.
Yeah, who did you enter you entered your plea in front of Judge Cowan?
Yes.
Is that what it was? Okay, that's fine. Although I don't know, was there a modified bond in the file, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was. I had it, and it is signed by.
Yeah, I think we talked about that yesterday.
Yes, I also told her in court that I don't have a ride and I stay in Douglasville, so that's why you didn't know that information. I brought that out in the courtroom.
Yeah, it was signed by Judge Cowan on June 1st.
They were still expecting you to be showing up. All right, that's neither here nor there. You're on probation now, and you will report as directed. Okay. Not having a ride and all of that is not going to be an excuse, okay? You are going to be subject to random tests as often as they wish at this point. And so not having a ride is not an excuse not to show up.
Can I get it transferred to Douglas County, my probation?
No, we can't transfer the probation. We could have transferred the DUI court case, but we can't transfer. Okay. We've got in-house county probation, so there's no way for us to transfer it. So you've got to get all this done. You've got to complete this evaluation. I'm going to warn you about this no alcohol, illegal or non-prescribed drug testing. The tests that they do are very sophisticated, and it can pick the alcohol up in your system many days after you've consumed it. So please do not try it. I assure you it will catch up with you, and then we'll be having a conversation with you in an orange jumpsuit. And, that doesn't serve anybody, but you are not to drink on this probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
It goes so far as not consuming things such as NyQuil or Listerine because they contain alcohol. I'm not going to buy the story that, I had the sniffles and so I took some NyQuil and that's why I tested positive. You had a very high BAC on this case, Mr. Little, which tells me you have a very high chocolate cake. And we know you've been drinking for quite some time at this point, but you've got to stop this very risky, dangerous behavior. Do you understand?
Does that mean you are drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Chocolate
I don't
cake?
drive anymore, so I'm aware of what I made my mistake at.
Well, I'd be happier if you told me you weren't drinking anymore, but please do not drink and drive. Okay?
It's legal to drink. It's illegal to drink and drive.
You are absolutely correct.
That's what you got arrested for.
Okay. At any rate, I'm going to put you in a breakout now with Ms. Farley from probation. She's going to get y'all signed up. Make sure you're following their instructions very carefully, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so then get him signed up. All right, and then we are ready to take a plea with Ms. Northfleet. Okay, Ms. Northfleet, if you'll turn your camera on and unmute your mic for me.
I'm down close.
And raise your right hand to take an oath.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm any information you give the court in the matter now pending will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. You can place your hand down and please state your name for the record.
Destiny Norfleet.
Ms. Norfleet, you're charged in this accusation dated January 14th,
in the bathroom.
2021, with driving with no license and an invalid tag. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Mm-hmm.
Are you represented by Mr. Joel Glaze as your attorney today?
Why do they go in the
Have
bathroom?
you had an opportunity to discuss these charges with him?
Yes.
Has he taken the time to counsel you and advise you concerning the rights and options you have with respect to these charges?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the advice and counsel you've been given?
Yes.
Do you understand you have the right to plead either guilty, not guilty, or nolo if you qualify?
Yes.
How should you plead, Mr. Glaze?
Your Honor, she pleads nolo to count 1.
Count 2 is dismissed. Was that your understanding, Ms. Norfleet? You'd agree to plead guilty, nolo to 1 count of no license?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Mr. Glaze go over with you all of your rights and options in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he explain to you the nature of the charges pending, all the statutory and constitutional rights that apply to your case, the potential range of punishment for this offense, and the consequences of you entering this nolo plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied that you fully and completely understand each of those matters as they apply to your case?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glaze, did you go over with Ms. Norfleet all of her rights and options in this case?
I did, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied that she fully and completely understands each of those matters as they apply to her case?
I am satisfied, Your Honor.
Do you know of any reason that I should not accept her plea?
I do not, Judge.
Ms. Norfleet, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or coerced you in any manner to get you to enter this plea against your wishes today?
No.
And as you're appearing here via the Zoom call, are you under the influence of any drug, alcohol, or other intoxicant?
No, ma'am.
Factual basis for the plea, please.
Yes, ma'am. On incident date, January the 14th of 2021, officers with the Clayton County Police Department doing traffic enforcement in the area of Highway 138 in Riverview Place. Officers observed a vehicle with an expired decal. Initiated traffic stop, identified the driver to be Miss Norfleet. During the course of the encounter, the officer did determine that she was driving without a valid driver's license. This all occurred here in Clayton County.
All right. And this is a first in life?
It is, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is $500 fine.
All right. Was that your understanding of the agreement, Ms. Norfleet?
Yes, ma'am.
And yours as well, Mr. Glaze?
It was, Your Honor. However, Ms. Norfleet would like to convert the fine into community service.
All right, is that correct, Ms. Norfleet?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we will then convert the fine amount into 50 hours of community service. The balance of a 12-month probated sentence will suspend Ms. Norfleet as soon as you can get the community service work completed. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept the agreement as negotiated. You have 30 days to appeal the conviction, 6 months to challenge it through civil habeas corpus proceedings. Make sure before you start any community service work that you get the approval of your probation officer. You don't want to start at a location, you know, and get halfway in and then they say it's not acceptable. So always make sure that the location you choose is either on the list or pre-approved before you start, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and just do that as quickly as you can. The probation will suspend as soon as you're done. Okay, we're gonna put you in a breakout room with Ms. Farley. She'll get your information and give you information about how to get all that started. And then you'll be free to log off the call, okay?
Thank you.
All right, have a wonderful day.
All right, let's fast forward to our next case. I gotta go to Fresno. Oh, she just ended. Okay, she just ended her court. All right, guys. Well, she's done, and I gotta go to Fresno. I gotta go get some stuff. So we're gonna end this right here, and then I will check out this little thing you sent me. Hope. But thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. I know there's only a few of us in here, but eventually it'll get bigger. And Graw's still feeling under the weather, so as soon as he feels better, we'll get him back in here too. All right, guys, I will be back in 5 hours for our nightly news show, and I'm going to show a video from Censored TV that you guys